Spain is recognized.
Thank you. I'd seek unanimous consent to introduce a red letter newsletter article from September 4th. What happened when an Epstein survivor confronted GOP Rep. Hageman boarding a flight?
Without objection,
Mr. Chairman?
you see?
No.
Gentleman from New Jersey, I'll come to the gentleman from Washington next. Gentleman from New Jersey is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess it's one of those times I want to express that I don't quite understand where the other side of the aisle is coming from here. You know, this Epstein issue has been there for years. It was here during the Biden administration. It was here when just about all the members who spoke today were here. And yet not a word, virtually not a peep. We're going to have the opportunity to speak to the very pertinent players in this. The Oversight Committee is doing good work now as we speak. But what bothers me is when you take an issue as serious as this and the legislation that we should be voting on today and mix it in with politics. And what do I mean by that? My good friend, Mr. Raskin, who I deeply respect, but he didn't talk about any of this with Epstein until a few months ago.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, I will not. I'm going to finish. His main account didn't even mention the Epstein files once until June 5th of this year, this very year. Mr. Goldman didn't mention it really in his files until May 12th. Mr. Moskowitz, to the best of our knowledge, has never really mentioned it until recent time. I hear the moral righteousness, the righteous indignation, the supposed moral clarity. Where was it then? But now, because there's a change of administrations, now, because it can sideline what's a very important bill, we're not going to let that happen. All of a sudden, everybody's morally righteous, everybody's morally pure, everybody's morally concerned. We're all concerned about this issue. Right or left, Republican or Democrat, we are. But when it is used as a political tool, it is shameful to those young people who suffered. It is shameful to this institution. We have work here to do. And to just start bringing it up now, you know, if we saw for year after year after year after year, these folks have brought it up, but they did not. But now they do. I think that is shameful. I think it's disturbing. I don't know where the real moral righteousness or the moral clarity is because I don't see it there. So, Mr. Chairman, for one, as just one member of this committee, would suggest that we move forward and make sure that this good legislation that's been sponsored by Mr. Fry moves through, that unaccompanied alien children under 12 years and older, that we protect them and take care of them, because we can do that now. We can't completely undo what is the past, but we can move forward and make sure in many ways that something else horrible doesn't happen. With that, I think somebody asked for me to yield.
Yes, kindly.
Ranking member, yes, I yield.
Well, thank you very much. And it pains me to hear you impute hypocrisy and surplus moral self-righteousness to me. And I'm afraid...
And it hurts me to have to do it.
Well, I'm going to have to contradict the whole premise of your little filibuster against me, because I'm going to introduce for the record a letter I wrote on July 10th, 2019, when I was chairman of the Subcommittee on Civil Rights and Civil Liberties of the Oversight Committee. It's addressed to the Honorable Alexander Acosta. Dear Mr. Secretary, we're ready to invite you to testify at a hearing on July 23rd at 3 p.m. in room 2154.
I reclaim my time. I get your point.
Okay, wait,
let me finish here.
I want to read exactly what it's about.
It's my time, but wait a second. I'll let you go back.
From New Jersey,
I will say this. You have spoken more about it today in this one hearing than in all those previous years combined. I'll yield back to you again.
All right. So the hearing will examine your actions as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida in authorizing a non-prosecution agreement for Jeffrey Epstein, as well as the finding by a federal court that you violated the Crime Victims' Rights Act by keeping this non-prosecution agreement secret from the many victims of Mr. Epstein's crimes. Your testimony is even more critical now that federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York unsealed a new indictment earlier this week outlining a host of additional charges against Epstein, including luring dozens of teenage girls to his homes in New York City and Palm Beach and paying them to engage in sexual activity with him. My friend, Mr. Vendrew, I was railing about this. You may have forgotten because that was during the Democratic period of your career when you were on our side of the aisle. And you've blocked it out now.
I know,
okay?
thank God.
But you may
and
have blocked it out, but I didn't.
reclaim my time. I reclaim my time.
Gentleman from New Jersey.
Thank God I did change, and this is just a good example of that.
Well, you have
No offense
political
to anybody.
amnesia.
It's my time. I still have many friends on the other side of the aisle, but here's the point. You still have spoken about it more today and yesterday and the day before than you did in all those years.
Well, are we
That's
trusting the
point.
same fact
So
checkers
you're
on
much
that
more
that you trusted
morally-
in making
From
your
New Jersey.
statement?
You're much, much more angry now than you ever were then, and I call that into question. I do, and that is my right. And I respect you, ranking member, but I feel strongly that what you're doing here is wrong. We have an important bill here. We need to move this bill through. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady